You may walk into a room thinking you are unseen, thinking your presence is casual, unbothered, unnoticed. But in truth, men observe more than they ever admit, quietly, consistently. Not always consciously, but deeply. What you carry speaks before you do. And most women have no idea how much men notice. It begins with your silence. Not the silence of passivity, but the energy that surrounds your stillness. A woman who is quiet yet composed carries a kind of mystery as the room to listen, even if she hasn't said a word. Men feel it. A calm presence speaks louder than loud opinions. Then there's your posture, not in the way you arch your back or tilt your chin, what is not right to do, but the way you stand when no one's watching, the way you walk across a room when you believe nobody cares to look. A woman who walks like she belongs, like she is enough, stirs something primal. Men notice that sense of self long before they notice the dress. Your gaze reveals more than your smile ever could. A woman who holds eye contact not out of seduction but from stillness is unforgettable. There is power in looking without performing. A man notices when your eyes are present and not wandering, not seeking but grounded. Eyes that are not hungry to be seen, but content in seeing. The way you treat others in passing, the waiter, the cleaner, the elderly woman walking too slow, tells a story about who you really are. Men notice that the difference between politeness and genuine kindness is subtle, but not invisible. A man who is watching will see how you speak to the invisible people. That's where character lives. There's the tone of your voice. It's not the pitch, not the sweetness, but how your words flow. Do you speak to be heard or to connect? There's something sacred about a woman who speaks slowly with intention, not to impress, not to dominate, just to share. That energy rests in a man's mind longer than beauty. Your hands, most never think about it, but men do notice. The way your fingers move when you're nervous, how you tuck your hair behind ear when you're listening, how you gesture when you're telling a story. Every small motion carries energy. A man tuned in will remember the shape of your gestures more than the shape of your body, your laugh. Especially the one you didn't plan. Not the curated laugh, but the one that slips out when you forget to be polished. It's raw, it's alive. That laugh reveals your truth. In a world full of performance, that kind of authenticity becomes unforgettable. Men hold on to that sound long after the conversation ends. Your boundaries, not just the ones you speak, but the ones you enforce without drama. Men notice when you walk away quietly from what doesn't align, when you don't explain your worth, just embody it. And there is immense attraction in a woman who knows when to leave without burning the room behind her. The way you look at yourself when you think no one is watching, in a reflection, in a window, do you adjust yourself with criticism or with care? A man will notice if your self-awareness is rooted in judgment or self-respect. He may not understand it, but he will feel it. And it will change how he sees you. And then there is your presence after you leave. What is not right to do, the absence that still lingers in the space, not because you were loud, not because you were stunning, but because your energy was aligned. A man not to do, a man may know why he keeps thinking of you. He just knows the room feels different without you in it. So you see, men notice far more than where or how you smile. They notice your rhythm, your energy, your boundaries, the way you inhabit yourself. What is not right to do, what you carry on the inside creates a kind of gravity. And that gravity speaks to the silent observer in ways words never could. A woman's presence often enters a room before she physically does, and men, though rarely verbal about it, are finally attuned to this silent entry. It's not about the noise she makes or the attention she demands. It's the quietness of her being, the calm command she holds over her own space. What is not do? This silent energy is something that's easily described, but it is deeply felt. Men may not always have the words to articulate what they're sensing right to do, but they notice when a woman carries herself with grounded energy. It's a magnetic stillness. What is not right do? A calm that doesn't beg for attention but draws it in without trying. There's a strength in that quiet. What is not right to do? The kind of strength that doesn't need to be displayed to be known. In a world where so many people are talking just to be heard, Not right to. A woman who walks in peace captures a man's attention without a single word. When a woman is not performing for the room, but simply existing with authenticity, her energy becomes an anchor. Men subconsciously observe that. They pick up on the subtle confidence of someone who is not trying to prove anything, not right to do, who is at ease with herself. It's not about arrogance or detachment. It's about comfort in one's own skin. It's not right to do. This kind of woman does not shrink, nor does she overcompensate. She doesn't need to take up space by force because her energy already fills the room naturally. What is not right to do? That presence, that inner calmness is something a man notices more than her outfit or the shape of her body. It's what makes him turn his head again. What is not right to do? Even if he doesn't know why, the way she sits in silence during a conversation, the way she listens, the way her eyes rest on the moment rather than to the next thought. All these subtleties reveal her presence. A woman who is here, fully here, is felt more than she is seen. Men notice the rare stillness of a woman who doesn't react impulsively, who isn't looking around for validation. There's a discipline in that kind of stillness, a practiced awareness that says more about her character than anything she could post online. It's in this presence where her true beauty becomes visible. Not because she is trying to be beautiful, but because she already is, and she's not attempting to convince anyone of it. Men may not comment on this directly. They may never say it aloud. But when a woman leaves the room, they will remember how she made them feel. Steady, intrigued, drawn in. That memory stays not because of what she did or do, but because of who she was while doing nothing at all. Her silent energy is like a song with no lyrics that plays long after the music ends. And in a world that's too loud, too fast, and too full of performances, what is not right to do, that kind of quiet strength becomes unforgettable to the one who is truly watching. Posture tells a story long before words can. What is not right to do, it's not just about how a woman stands or walks. It's the silent language her body speaks to the world without trying. Men notice this more than they ever admit. A woman who moves with grace. What is not right, who stands with her shoulders back and her chin lifted, not in arrogance but in quiet self-respect, radiates something powerful. It's not the same as physical beauty. It's something deeper, something ancient. The way she carries herself, how she sees herself. What is not right to do, and men are attuned to that. They notice the woman who moves like she belongs in every room she enters, not because she is loud or flashy, but because her energy says she is complete. When a woman walks with awareness, when her steps are grounded and measured, she reveals inner stability. Her body isn't rushed, her movements aren't anxious. She's not constantly adjusting herself or scanning the room for approval. Instead, she flows through space as though she's in alignment with it. Men pick up on this naturally. They may not realize it consciously, but they remember her. What is not right to do? They remember the way she walked across the floor, how she reached for her glass, how she sat without fidgeting. Her body language doesn't scream. What is not right to do? It whispers confidence, and that whisper echoes louder than most voices. There's something magnetic about a woman who knows how to take her time, whether she's walking, standing, or simply shifting from one position to another. The absence of right to do, the absence of hurry tells a man something important. This is a woman who trusts herself. What is not right to do? A woman who doesn't chase attention because she understands that attention is already hers when she stays true to who she is. Right to, that kind of movement is unforgettable. Men might forget what she was wearing, but they won't forget how her presence made them feel calm, interested, safe. Even the smallest gestures become amplified through posture. The way she leans in when she listens, the way she tilts her head with curiosity rather than judgment, the way she keeps her spine straight even when the world tries to weigh her down. All of it speaks. And men who are truly present will notice. They will notice the difference between a woman who needs approval to stand tall and one who stands tall because she's already given herself permission to be enough. Posture isn't about perfection. It's about intention. A woman who moves from her center, who allows herself to take up space with grace, reveals layers of discipline, awareness, and self-respect. And men, whether they realize it or not, are moved by that. It draws them in. It inspires a different kind of curiosity. They don't just want to look. They want to understand, not because she performed, but because she was real. And in the way she stood, the way she walked, the way she held herself together without apology, she left a lasting imprint on the room. What is not right to, and on the hearts that were quietly watching. There is a quiet power in the way a woman uses her eyes and her voice. These are the instruments of her presence, not designed to impress but to connect. Men notice when a woman's gaze is present, not distracted or wandering. It speaks of a mind that is not scattered, a soul that is anchored. When a woman holds eye contact, not with seduction but with stillness, it shifts something in the atmosphere. It creates a moment of honesty, a sacred pause. Men are instinctively drawn to that gaze, not because it flatters their ego, but because it reflects something deeper than surface attention. It shows awareness. It shows depth. And most of all, it shows a woman who is not afraid to be fully here in the moment without needing to escape it. The eyes reveal more than words ever could. A woman might be smiling with her mouth, but her eyes will always tell the truth. They show whether she's really listening or just waiting to speak, whether she's guarded or open, whether she's lost in thought or fully engaged. Men notice this difference. They may not speak it aloud, but they feel it. There's a kind of intimacy in honest eye contact that doesn't ask for anything, that doesn't seek to control, but simply allows the other person to be seen. What is not right to do, that kind of gaze lingers in memory. It's not theatrical, it's not artificial, it's human. And then there is the voice, not the sound of it, not how high or low it is, but the intention behind it. A woman who speaks with care, who chooses her words with thoughtfulness, is unforgettable. What is not right to do, when she isn't rushing, fills silence, or trying to dominate the conversation, her words carry more weight. Men notice when a woman pauses before she speaks. Is not right to do, not because she's unsure, but because she's present. There is something magnetic about that kind of voice. It's not loud, but it's clear. It doesn't demand attention, but it naturally receives it. It's not wrapped in performance, but in truth. Men also notice the energy behind a woman's tone. The tone of compassion, the tone of curiosity, the tone of quiet strength. A woman who speaks from a place of peace affects the emotional environment around her. Her voice soothes without trying. It comforts without needing to please. It doesn't compete. It invites. And in a world full of noise and hurry, it's not right to do. That kind of voice becomes a sanctuary. There's an elegance in not rushing, in speaking with presence, in looking with awareness. What is not right to do, when a woman communicates with her eyes and voice in this way, she leaves an imprint on the hearts and minds of those around her. What is not right to do, not because she tried to impress them, but because she chose to be real. Men don't forget that kind of presence. What is not right to do, because it doesn't just speak to their eyes or ears. It speaks to something much quieter. What is not right to do, much deeper within them. The way a woman treats people who can do nothing for her reveals more about her character than anything she says about herself. Men notice this in ways that are subtle yet unforgettable. It's easy to be kind to those who offer something in return. Status, attention, right to do, influence. But how a woman interacts with the quiet figures in the background, the people others often overlook, tells the real story. The waiter who's moving too slow, the cleaner who goes unnoticed, the elderly woman who needs extra time crossing the street. These interactions may seem small, but they are the windows into her soul. What is not right to do, men who are watching will notice if her kindness is conditional or rooted in something real. Genuine kindness doesn't need to be announced. It's in the softness of her voice when speaking to someone who is often ignored. It's in her patience when the world is moving fast and others are impatient. A man's right to do, man may not compliment her for it, he may not even acknowledge it in words. But something in him will shift when he sees it. What is not right to do, he will remember the moment she chose grace when others chose to complain. He will remember the way her energy remained steady even when the situation didn't call for performance. Men notice not only how a woman treats others, but why she does it. Is it from a sense of duty, a desire to be liked, or a deeper place of compassion that needs no audience? It's in those unscripted moments that truth rises to the surface. When the world isn't watching, What is not right to do? Who is she? How does she respond to inconvenience, to imperfection, to those who are struggling? A woman who offers respect not just to equals but to everyone. She carries a kind of spiritual authority that cannot be faked. Men may be drawn to beauty, but they stay for integrity. And they sense the difference when a woman's smile is for show versus when it comes from a well inside her that is full regardless of who she's speaking to. Earth to men also how a woman responds to mistakes. Not just her own, but those of others. When someone drops something, spills a drink, or forgets a detail, is her first instinct to blame, to scoff, or to offer help without hesitation. These moments might go unnoticed by many. What is not right to do? But a man who is paying attention will never forget the woman who chose to extend grace instead of judgment. That kind of heart is rare. What is not to do? It tells him everything about the way she will treat him in his weakest moments. What he is not right to do when he's not his strongest self. It is not the grand gestures that linger most in the heart, but the everyday expressions of decency. The kind is right to, the kind that come without agenda. The kind that don't need to be seen to be real. Men not right to do. Men who are listening with more than just their ears are drawn to this authenticity. What is not right to do? They recognize the depth of a woman who doesn't change her tone based on the status of the person in front of her. This not do. They see the quiet nobility in the way she moves through the world. Treats not right to do. Treating every soul with the same gentle dignity. There is a profound beauty in the unfiltered moments of a woman's life. What is not right to do? The ones she doesn't try to script or polish. Men notice these flashes of authenticity not because they are loud or dramatic, but because they are real. A laugh is not right to do. A laugh that escapes without permission, raw and spontaneous, carries more weight than 1,000 rehearsed smiles. When a woman laughs freely, without checking if she looks attractive while doing it, she reveals a piece of her soul. It's not just sound, it's truth. And men who are attuned will remember that sound long after the conversation ends. They may not recall the topic, what is not right to do, but they will recall the way it felt when she let herself be fully in that moment. The way a woman uses her hands when she speaks. Touches not right to do, touches her neck absent-mindedly, brushes hair behind her ear while listening. All these tiny gestures feel ordinary to her, but men are often mesmerized by them, not because of what the hands are doing, but because those movements happen without effort, without a mask. What is not right to do? It's in those unconscious actions that a woman's essence is most visible. What is not right to do? Men who are watching closely are drawn in by the way her body speaks for her when her mind isn't trying to control it. The rhythm of her gestures, the natural flow of her expression, becomes more powerful than any carefully constructed pose. Even is not right to do. Even the way a woman looks at herself when she doesn't know anyone is watching speaks volumes. What is not right to do? There's a quiet honesty in the moment she sees her reflection, not in a mirror meant for the public, but in a passing window. When she adjusts her hair or clothes without judgment or vanity, just simple awareness. That quick glance can reveal whether she treats herself with tenderness or criticism. Men notice that. They may not understand it fully, but they feel it. It's not right to do. A woman who moves with self-respect, who doesn't insult herself under her breath or carry shame in her posture, radiates something magnetic. Her confidence isn't about being perfect. What is not right to do? It's about being gentle with herself even in imperfection. The same applies to the way she reacts when she thinks no one is looking. How she responds to a funny thought. How it is not right to do. How she interacts with animals, how she pauses to appreciate a sunset or the sound of rain. These are the things men remember without knowing why. It's not because they are trying to memorize her, but because these are the moments that carry her truth. When she is not performing for anyone, not adjusting for approval, she is her most powerful in a world full of curated images and carefully filtered expressions. The raw, unscripted moments become sacred. Men notice not just what a woman presents, but what slips through when she's relaxed. When her guard is down, what is not right to do? When her laughter or stillness arises from a place of sincerity. That kind of presence doesn't just catch their attention, it stays with them. Not because she tried to be unforgettable, but because she forgot to try at all. A woman's boundaries are not just spoken through words. They are deeply expressed through action, through energy. What is not right to do? Through the way she carries health in the face of pressure. Men notice when a woman upholds her standards without making it a performance. What is not right to do. There's something magnetic about a woman who doesn't need to argue her worth, who doesn't explain her limits again and again, but simply lives by them. She doesn't not right to do, doesn't have to raise her voice or prove a point. She says no with grace and walks away with dignity. That quiet exit speaks louder than confrontation ever could. Men pay attention to this even if they don't respond to it in the moment. It stays with them because it's not drama. It's discipline. When a woman holds herself with this kind of self-respect, men sense it immediately. What is not right to do. They know they cannot cross certain lines, not because she's threatened them, but because she doesn't allow herself to be disrespected in silence. She's not right to do. She doesn't compromise her peace to keep the peace. She doesn't shrink to be liked. She doesn't stay where she's not valued. And when she walks away from calls without slamming the door, men feel that power. It forces reflection. It creates impact because she didn't use her voice to make noise. She used her presence to make a decision. There's a certain strength in not over-explaining, in refusing to beg for decency, in walking away when someone shows you they are not ready for the depth you carry. Men notice when a woman chooses solitude over disrespect, when she chooses growth over comfort, when she doesn't tolerate being a second option, and is not right to do. It's not just about romantic relationships. It's in friendships, workspaces, family dynamics. The boundaries she honors become the energy she carries. That energy enters the room before she speaks and lingers long after she leaves. A woman who knows her worth doesn't need to be defensive. Her calm confidence becomes her armor. She listens more than she reacts. She speaks only when it matters. She doesn't get pulled into every battle because she knows what's worth her energy. Men observe this and find themselves drawn in by the stillness. What is not right to do? It's not the stillness of passivity. It's the stillness of someone who has mastered their emotional landscape. Someone who has made peace with being misunderstood. If that's what it costs to be in alignment even after she's left, her presence remains. Not because she demanded attention, but because her boundaries revealed something rare, clarity. Men may not understand why they keep thinking about her, but they do. Because her energy disrupted something, awakened something, reminded them of what true self-respect looks like. It's not loud. It's not desperate. Or it's not right to do. It's rooted. A woman with strong boundaries doesn't push people away. She simply filters out what doesn't match the frequency of her peace. And that kind of integrity. Quiet, firm, unwavering is what men notice most, even if they never find the words to say it aloud.